Welcome back to another episode of Casey Campbell's Videocast. Casey Campbell here with Great Lakes Post. We are now joined by Bryce Aron, of course, one of the three members of the Team USA Scholarship winners, and is also competing out in Britain. If you haven't heard, it's been a few weeks. So we tried to get Bryce on a few weeks ago, but obviously time constraints couldn't make it work. But now we finally got him on. And welcome, Bryce. How are you, buddy?
I'm really good. Thank you for having me on. I'm sorry about the little bit of a time delay there. It's been crazy these past few weeks with the announcement of Team USA, but no, really happy to be on the podcast.
Yeah. So we talked. I talked to Simon and I talked to Jackson, who's now in Britain with you. How has that been? What have the past few weeks been like for you?
Well, first of all, the past few weeks have been great. When I got the call from Jeremy Shaw that I was going to be a Team USA scholarship driver for this year, I kind of went into shock for 2 days. I was, really excited for the opportunity. If you just look at the list of guys that have gone through the program, Joseph Newgarden, Connor Daly, the list goes on and on. So it's just really, honored to be part of that program and to add my name to that list. So I was really in shock for a few days, and then it's been preparing for our next outing at Silverstone, which is, I'm really looking forward to it and partnering up with Jackson.
Yeah, it's, obviously Simon's not here because of his USF 2000 commitments, but Jackson's currently in quarantine right now. Part of the, when you come from the U.S., of course, many travelers in Europe, many U.S. travelers go through a 14-day quarantine period here in Europe. So what have you been doing out here, besides doing the Team USA stuff?
Well, at the moment, I've been actually doing school as well from the U.S., which has been pretty busy because my actual high school in America went online because of the virus. So I've been still doing my work for my high school, which is a little interesting because I have to do it on a U.S. schedule, which makes for some interesting times that I have to get onto Zoom. I think on some days I finish at 9:35 and I have to do homework and turn it in later that night. So that's a little interesting, but been able to manage, and yeah.
Is that messing with your sleep schedule there, buddy?
A little bit at the moment, yeah. Sometimes, I have to make a little bit of a late night if I have an essay or something due the next day, but been able to manage as well. Sometimes I'm able to get up early before the school day starts. Just one back home for me, when the school day would have started at 8 a.m., it's really 2 a.m. when I could get up, which is truly my 8 a.m. here in the UK, if you follow what I'm saying. So I can be able to get a little bit of schoolwork done before I get started.
So what have you been doing? So leading into it, I'm sure you've raced, like F1600, F2000 and all that. What have you been, what led you kind of to Team USA?
Well, first off, I did I did karting for a few years, which is kind of how I loved racing since a little age. My first words were "I see car," so I had to do a lot of begging to get into go-karts, and finally I convinced my parents to let me try go-karting. Did that for about 4 or 5 years at the national level, and then ended up moving to F1600 last year at the age of 15. And then that was in the U.S. I finished a championship in third, had a great battles with Jonathan Kotick and Josh Green, who also won the Team USA scholarship in their own years. And I think Jonathan won in 17, and then Josh won it last year, of course. So that was, a really fun, really good experience. And then this year, after talking to Jeremy Shaw, I thought, it would probably be a really good idea to come here and run British Formula Ford in the UK and run the national championship, along with doing some of the Champion of Brands races and club races like at Castle Combe, which is a track nearby. So really enjoyed that, and just gaining a lot of experience with every race. The competition here is absolutely crazy, even at a club level. There's always, even if you go to a club race here in the UK, there's always national guys there. So it's been, a really good learning experience.
So, so how long do you plan to be in the UK? Do you plan on, heading home or anything like that?
Yeah, so since I actually still am I'm residing in the UK, and I've been residing in the UK for the past 4 months. But after the Team USA scholarship, which will end after the Walter Hayes Trophy, and the Walter Hayes Trophy ends November 1st. So I believe in that first week in November, I'll head back home to America.
Okay. So coming in, what are your goals for the next few weeks? So just talk about what this program, what's it going to be like these next few weeks?
Yeah, these next few weeks are going to be interesting. So not this weekend, but the following weekend, we've got a race at Silverstone for the final round of the national championship for the BRSCC, National Formula Ford Championship. Then we've got a few weeks off. Actually, excuse me, we only really have a weekend off. And then we've got kind of from Wednesday on, that the following week, we've got preparation for the Formula Ford Festival. And then the week after that, we are back on track Wednesday, preparing for the Walter Hayes Trophy. So it's going to be pretty busy here in a few weeks' time, but really looking forward to it. Just continue learning with every session, and just take away as much as I can from the experience.
Yeah. All right, Bryce, thank you so much, buddy. Good luck to you, man. And let's do this again sometime.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you for having me.